kind of sexuality that emerges later in life, for example, after the 40s, 50s, 60s, may be oriented more toward nurturance, the relationship, more concerned with the broader meaning of sexuality, which includes a broader aspect of sensory experience and not only the experience of intercourse itself. Just as age does not make wisdom automatically, so too age does not make successful lovemaking or warm marital relationships automatic. It's really something we all have to work at. That's probably the single biggest lesson about life in general, is the need for each of us to take responsibility for our own growth and development.
All of us react differently to the physical effects of our later years. Some feel sexual into their 70s and 80s, others may not. Some feel young and exuberant, others old and tired. But at some point, the biological clock catches up with all of us. We start to worry about our health, about losing our mental capabilities, about the fact that life will come to an end. Here on the Kennedy farm, 4 generations of Kennedys are getting together to celebrate. Justin Kennedy is 1. On this occasion, the end of life is the farthest thing from the mind of Frances Kennedy, who is 70.
I can tell you one thing, we just got a good bunch of kids and a good bunch of grandchildren, and I attribute it all to one thing. Nobody ever handed them a thing. They had to work for it all.
Whatever the season, Francis still works on the family farm, which he passed on to his son Jim, 45, and his grandson Jeffrey, 23. Francis's wife Martha, 73, is still very much his partner in work and in life.
He helps as much as he can, and I think he still has that feeling of belonging, and that's what you have to. When you're retired, you have to have something to belong to.
Francis Kennedy belongs to his family, and he's left them a way of life, but he also belongs to a larger community. In 1965, he was elected to the Pennsylvania legislature, where he served for more than a decade. One of the things he's proudest of is having helped create a recreation site that families will enjoy for generations.
Marine State Park was a dream of many people. And after I was elected to the legislature, one of the first bills I prepared was for $2 million to start that. The amount of people that really enjoy that. Though I'm only a little cog in the wheel that made it possible, I appreciate the little part that I was able to play in that.
Oh, gosh. There's 2, 4, 5 kids.
One of the things I enjoy more today
6 and 2 older people.
is just going up there on Moraine in the evening whenever all the sailboats are out. It's a good place to go to dream.
Francis and Martha, along with their dreams, have anxieties about their health. Both have a history of heart problems.
We're not getting any older, but the summers are getting closer. And as the summers get closer, maybe we find some joints that we didn't have before, and maybe our toes don't. But, you know, it's not a matter of age, it's just the summers are getting closer.
Don't be gentle with it.
You know, who would have ever thought that thing going to sit there as long as it did would ever have been like that?
A lot of our friends have passed on very suddenly, and we know it can happen to us. So we are trying to prepare for that by making our will, by purchasing our cemetery lot. Those things are hard for some people to do, but I think Francis and I have followed our belief in God, that we know that there is coming a day, and we'll approach it in just the same manner as we did in life.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you're going to be surprised. You get these nails out of here, that thing's going to clean up. The other night, she was roasting a chicken, and place going out to turn the heat down on it. She turned it up. And the chicken got a little dark, but it was good anyhow. And she was worried about that. And I said, well, I kidded her a little bit about the summer's getting closer. But I go, the chicken was good. We all do things. I'll bet you've done some of the same darn things.
I couldn't get the points of them things low enough.
Watch that hole.
I think one of the things we both do, we keep active. We're doing something. We don't have time to sit down and worry about if we've got anything wrong with us. That's the worst thing in the world. Why, you could sit down or I could sit down. Me and old world, we could really cry the blues with each other. That wouldn't do any good. You got to get going. Tomorrow's another day. Be ready for it. Meet it as a challenge.